Howdy, this is Sailor the Piperman Piper the Sailor Man coming to you from the island of Puerto Rico. I kind of shaved. I had an accident. Thank God I can grow my goatee again. I'm here with a beautiful Winslow pipe. It's about 1962 pipe. You notice the shape here? A lot like the Nording pipe is one of the classic shape. Grecian Plateau briar. A great friend of mine gave me. It's an estate pipe. He gave me this pipe. He's a wonderful abstract painter. And he had this for many, many, many years. Actually, we worked together at a tobacconist shop. He used this pipe a lot. This individual taught me how to make pipe blends. I used to, at one time, make pipe blends. Tobacco blends, I mean. And well, he left this with me, gave me this, and oftentimes tobacconists, we used to trade our pipes. And that was nice. It's always a reminder of yesteryears. And this is Random Thoughts. So, where I used to work at, the place was called De La Concha. Oh, you're probably wondering what I'm smoking. I'm smoking the I can't say the Piperman don't smoke good tobacco. This is a Seattle Club. I always get this Seattle Pipe Club blend. Wonderful blend. I don't smoke it a lot. It's rather expensive. And that's not the reason why I don't smoke it. It has a taste that's unique. And I enjoyed it from time to time. You ever have a pipe blend? It's not your everyday pipe blend. One of my everyday pipe blends would be like Captain Black. I could smoke it all day. It's not obtrusive. It doesn't get in the way of whatever I have to do. But then again, it's good enough to where you can smoke it every day. It's not bitter. It has a great aftertaste. And for me, a pipe, and the combination with the tobacco that can give me a good aftertaste. This gives me a nice aftertaste. It has a sweet note, sweet soury note, and it gives me a nice aftertaste. So that's what I look for. If it's smooth at the lighting, if you notice there. I was hearing Tunnel says, dealing with a tent. I learned an old trick. You know when women used to do hand sewing? Well, they used to have these little silver cups or whatever. They used to use that to drive in the needle into the fabric. Try getting one of those. You can go to any shop, handcraft shop. I'm sure they still sell them. You can get one the size of your hand These are silver little thingamajig cups. You can use it. That's an old trick I learned from. Now I was hearing a piper talk about what's a Kagler smoker. He mentioned Kagler smoker is an old time smoker that like a lot of the original blends that came out in the last century. Oh my God. I'm from the 1950s. You know, I'm over half a century, man. Think about it. If you're over 50 years old, you're half a century, man. You were born. I was born 1958, right? Right smack halfway through the last century. Two major wars before I was born. Two major wars. World War One, which was called the Great War. Then World War Two. I've often talked about my uncle and how influential, and I learned a lot. And I was born during the Korean War. Then, of course, Vietnam. I had one of my uncles who died in Vietnam, and we know what that came about. But since then, we've had clashes and wars and rumors of wars, just like what it says in Matthew 24. Jesus spoke about this period in history. And that being said, getting back to the Kagler, to me, a Kagler, the guys that I saw that were Kaglers were individuals, customers that would come, they would buy half and half. So Walter Riley, they would buy some of the Scottish blends. I don't know if they make them anymore. The base, say David could tell you, were predominantly Turkish. Then when they got the early part of the history, from the 1890s on, most of the tobacco blends had a lot of Turkish in it. They switched from Turkish to Burley blends. And then, you had Cavendish and you had processing. Some families were very good in making aromatic. And you had more blends added. They were adding whiskey, and at the time, Dunhill was the top brand, and American companies were the top brand for Kaglers. Kaglers tend to lean back then, from the time that I worked as a tobacconist, leaned a lot on Virginia, Burley, natural Burley, Kentucky Fire, and regular Burley blends. There's some really good ones, but people's tastes change, and going through the period, people were coming in and during the cigar boom and wanted cherry blends. Listen, I got nothing wrong with cherry blends. I started smoking pipe Middleton cherries for the longest. You couldn't get me. You couldn't get me to smoke anything Middleton cherries. I don't think it's any longer on the market. Middleton moved its operations to Dominican Republic, which is okay by me. They kept the pricings right, and they began using cigar tobacco, which is fine with me. I smoke cigars too, and Well, you also have good old Sir Walter Raleigh. It's been around for a long time. And believe it or not, there was a very good blend. I haven't tried it in years. Then the Danish came and they began making some walking riff. I tell you, I sailed the South Sea. I was came and back. The South Sea Islands all the way out to uh, Western Australia. And the two blends that had most, that the supply store on the ship, at the time I was on an LPH-11, helicopter platform, amphibious assault ship. I was at the time I wasn't with the Marines. I was a sailor, regular sailor. And so I knew the guy at the supply. He would place the orders at Pearl. But from time to time, we had what was called replenish ships, supply ships, halfway going across the Indian Ocean, and there was a small little island called Diego Garcia. So we would pick up supplies, and he would tell me, "Hey, Miguel, you know, I got your Captain Black, and I ordered for you." So I used to go run down. There's a huge gate at the door, and I'd stand there waiting for the supply clerk to come. Two things I would buy. Back then we had the Zippo lighters, and the guys already knew. Oh, Miguel's waiting for, guys passing by. Miguel's waiting for his pipe. I didn't know I was spending like anywhere between $55 to $100 a month pipe tobacco. So in my bunk bed, I slept at the bottom. When the lamp light was off, guys used to come by. "Hey, Miguel, you got any smokes?" So what I would do is I had paper, bamboo paper, and I would roll a half and half and make cigars. They looked like reefer sticks. They weren't reefer, we just pipe tobacco. Because, hey man, and I would have them for them. Anybody's hard up, and I wouldn't charge them. I enjoyed doing that, and they were like, "Oh man, you're a lifesaver," And a lot of the radio men and signal men they were outside at night. They'd get my sticks of half and half and Burley blends. They're buying. Well, some new sailor came, didn't know what was going on, and thought I was selling marijuana. So one night, he came to hit me up. He go, "Hey man, I heard you sell sticks." I said, "No, I don't sell sticks, but well, you need to smoke?" So we had these bunk beds that you open up. It was like latch tight. You had the mattress here. You open it up. And underneath, I had my Sony cassette recording. And I had my cassette. And then I had my stash of pipe smoke. And then in there, I had a little canister where I kept the little sticks of pipe tobacco. So when I got down to do like that, all of a sudden I got raided. The master at arms came, his assistant came, the MPs came, the Marines on board, MPs came, they surrounded me. "Okay, Petty Officer Santiago, we see that you've been selling marijuana." I go, "What?" marijuana. I'm looking up. I'm down on my knees, for this guy who's new on board. I'm telling him, I said, this marijuana. What the hell you talking about? This ain't marijuana. When they looked, they saw I had nothing but pipe tobacco. So they confiscated everything. They didn't know that the XO of the ship was a pal of mine. If you look at an earlier video that I made, I used to go to the air control. He was air controller. He sit there. He looked just like MacArthur. And from time to time, I go up there, bring him some tobacco. He like Captain Black, and I used to share with him. He didn't know, and they grabbed me, and they grabbed the, and he just heard Pedro Santiago just got busted by the Master at Arms. So they sent a report to him. He goes, what? Pedro Santiago don't smoke no marijuana? Get out of here. Let me see. So he goes out to the Master at Arms office. Now, you got Officer Country. A whole level. He actually came down. Walked in Master at Arms. He said, so Pedro Santiago got busted for marijuana. What he had? But like that, he looked to the, he took off his head and slapped it over the head of that chief petty officer. Said, you idiot. Santiago's a pipe smoker. Number one. Number two, he supplies me with my pipe tobacco. How he gets it, I don't know, but he supplies me with pipe tobacco. Now you return him, and you give an apology. They called me to the office, the XO standing there. He's like, how you doing, XO? He said, so you're the weed man on board. The rumors go out there was somebody selling marijuana. I said, look, sir, I wasn't selling marijuana. What I was doing is using bamboo paper, He said, how the hell you get bamboo paper? I said, well, I brought enough of it. And then the supply clerk will order for me, and I'll make the pipe tobacco. I said, how do you learn to do it so well? I said, well, my uncle, World War II veteran, used to smoke Camel cigarettes. And the Camel cigarettes used to be in the back of it. He goes, I know. And he would take it. Did he use the machine? Yeah, from time to time he had the machine. He would buy the Bugle brand and make the, okay, let me try one of them. He grabs one of the sticks. He says, you come with me now. And we went up to where the quartermasters were. You ain't supposed to smoke there. He said, I'm so sorry that they put you through this. You're a good sailor, you're a good soldier, you're always 4-0. The next port of call, I'm gonna give you 3 days liberty. I said, sir, you don't gotta do that. So I said, no, I'll give you 3 days liberty. You're my main man. You always bring me what I want. You don't know how much stress I go through. And so, we got a Fremantle, Australia. At the time, the America's Cup, the yachting was going on. So I went out and bought me all in white. I was all in white. It was still standing down. And I was out there. They were pissed off at me. I was standing out there with my pipe, watching the America's Cup. I was able to board one of the ships that was out there, and we could actually see a Fremantle America's Cup, and I'm smoking there. And we got an American here. We got an American on board smoking pipe. and watching the cameras and the news people were there. I was with my old. What kind of pipe you got there? Luckily, I had the Dr. Graybo pipe, straight Canadian Graybo pipe. I said I got a Dr. Graybo pipe, and what kind of blend I got? Captain Black blend. Lo and behold, Captain Black, the company got a hold of that. They used it in an advertisement. It might be out there somewhere. And I'm talking about the smoothness and great aftertaste. The Captain Black. This is about 1981, 1982. I think Captain Connors was piloting, and we won that year. It was a close call, but we won. New Zealand was right there. The Aussies was right there. The American. So that's just my little story of. I just remember that of they end up calling it the Weed Man on board that OPA. The Weed Man. He's the guy that be selling pipe tobacco, man. But it became very popular on the way back. All these soldiers, all these Marines would be running out of the cartons on board the ship. They'd be running out. They were coming to me. Hey, bud, you gonna be heading back to Pearl? Can you lend me a couple of sticks, man? When we get offshore, we'll get you. Sure enough, man. All the guys, practically all the guys, there was like 17 different guys. They went out, they put their money together, and they bought me a huge tin. The tin's huge. I don't think it maybe 24 ounces of Captain Black. They bought me Prince Albert, half and half. A whole bunch of tins, man. So going from Pearl Harbor, going back to San Diego, I was living large, I was really enjoying myself. They had Kragen, Empire Deluxe mixtures, the old collar brands, I don't think they make that curly cut tobacco, I was like, where you guys find this? The old shop that was closing down. They gave me a Fora pipe tobacco, They're wonderful blends, man. I had a wonderful time out at sea smoking. They gave me Boken Sobriani smoking mixture. Oh, I love that. The original Boken Sobriani. I like Boken blends, man. Gotta have that. Oriental tobacco with this, slow burning. Yeah, Boken Sobriani is one of my favorite blends, And I remember somebody gave me McClellan blends, really nice. I had wonderful time out at sea, watching dolphins, watching the birds. They also gave me a Scudo Navy cut. A lot of the blends some of them are still out there, just people don't know. I had a half and half Buckingham cut plug. It was new. It was made by Lucky Strike. But one of my favorite blends of all time was that Broken Riff Regular. Wonderful, man. Well, that's it for now. The Piper Man, Piper the Sailor Man. Be careful they don't call you the Weed Man like they did me. Have a good one, smoking one. This is just smoking nice. So long. See the Piper Man, Piper the Sailor Man. Until next time.